everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. We got a live stream going on right now. You never know when I'm going to do one. And I always say the same thing. You never know when I'm going to do one. What's going on, everybody? Woo! Just got off of work. Went in really early in the morning. Wow. I just don't like it when people cross the middle of the roads in heavy traffic with children. A lot of people get hit that way, man. Anyway, that's what was going on right now. They don't utilize the lights. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. My morning at work is over, and now I begin the second half of my day. Just wanted to say what's up and talk a little bit about ZTE getting back on track. Uploaded a video this morning, the early morning vlog, talking about the ZTE Axon 9, Axon 9 Pro. If any of you that joined the stream know any more than what I know, please leave that down below. It's an exciting time for a lot of you out there that are getting Android Pie on your devices, your Google Pixel devices, the Essential PH1, and if there's any other smartphone from any other company getting the software update, Android 9, Android Pie, let me know down below. Let me know in the stream. I can't read the stream, anything that's appearing on my display, maybe from time to time, but got to focus on my driving. Yeah, let me know how you're enjoying that software update, Android Pie, just simply Pie. There's no flavor to that, is there? Just Pie. No lemon, no chocolate. Just like I said in yesterday's video, just Pie. Anyway, ZTE back on track, announcing that we are probably going to be getting the ZTE Axon 9, Axon 9 Pro. Hopefully we'll be sporting the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 855, but at this point, only the 710 and the 845 is being talked about. Should be sporting the same, not the same, but should have the front dual speakers like the previous ZTE Axon 7 that was announced back in Q2 of 2017. The RMA ZTE website is where these numbers are appearing. Now, when the ZTE Axon 7, and I mentioned all this in my early morning vlog, when it appeared, it said capital A 2017, and then later on we had the ZTE Axon 7. Now we're seeing A2019, again over at the RMA ZTE website. So these are two devices that later on this year, and I'm excited. I don't know how many of you are excited to see ZTE making a push back into the smartphone game after everything that's happened, on whether you agree on the consequences that ZTE went through or not. That's done with, okay? $1.4 billion later, they're getting back into the game. The ZTE Blade V9 also announced August 15th. That device will come out. It's going to be a budget device, under 200 smacks, a 5.7 inch. I don't know if that's going to be an AMOLED. Most likely it's going to be an IPS LCD display, full HD display. It's only going to have micro USB. It's not going to have USB Type-C. So micro USB 2.0. And going to have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 450, a 16 and a 5 megapixel on the rear, 8 megapixel selfie on the front. But for under 200 smacks, it's a beautiful looking device. For those of you all jumping in, man, shout out to all of you. Appreciate it very much. So the V9 announced, from what I saw today, news going out on the Axon 9 yesterday and the day before is when I was seeing it and reading it. The V9 looks like a really decent budget device. It has a beautiful aesthetic look to it. It's not going to have the high-end specs, but I'm glad it's going to sport at least the 450, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450. Again, the camera should be decent. We're talking about a budget device. But again, it's about ZTE all of a sudden throwing up the news, man. They're just throwing out the news. They want you to know we're here. We're going to take this serious. We paid our debt. We're ready to move on. We're ready to run the race against a lot of devices that are going to be coming out, a slew of devices. For me, after the Note 9, primarily, I'm looking forward to the Razer Phone 2, which was announced. Just a little bit of news on that, and I'll mention that news again. For some of you who haven't watched the last couple videos, that's why I'm doing the live stream. So yeah, so I can promote those videos because I want you to check them out. But at the same time, just talk about whatever here in whatever, you leave down below. I'll get back to you on that. But ZTE back in the news as far as their contention with devices to get back in the game. But Razer Phone 2, yes, a little bit of news, may be sporting the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855. So sometime during the end of the year when Qualcomm releases that chipset. So very interested in that. So after the Note 9, the Razer Phone 2, and then the ZTE Axon 9. And let's see, what else was I looking forward to? And then probably checking out the OnePlus 6T. We'll see what that phone is going to deliver for all of us that are interested, or you're sporting a OnePlus right now. You want the 6T? That will be later on sometime this year. So we're going in, after summer, we go into the fall, into the winter. You get your Samsung Note 9. Then we're going to hear a lot on the iPhone, the 3 devices they're going to release. There's no names on those devices as of yet. And then we got the Razer Phone 2, the ZTE Axon 9, and we have the OnePlus 6T. And then there'll be a lot of other devices in between all of that mess of smartphones. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. These are good times. I got to find me a parking spot here. Got to go to the store. Again, I just left work. Started at midnight. It's my cleaning shift. Just got off. Now I'm going to start the second half of my day. I'll park right here and chit-chat with all of you for a little bit before I go in. I am on my Nexus 6 doing this live stream. So let me know how everything looks, how everything sounds. Hopefully everything's okay. Let me see. I'm gonna get in here. Okay, Phone Tech at Work. TJ, Bad English TV, Eric Drummond, Radio Floyd 235. I like that name. Mr. Sapson, what's up? Bad English. Okay, so let me read some of this. What's up, Anthony from Phone Tech at Work? TJ says, I'm not a big ZTE fan. Bad English TV says, hi, man. Hey. And Eric Drummond says, hey, what's up, bro? Radio Floyd 235 says, dang it, I just got my ZTE, just got my Axon 7 this April. How much did you pay for that, Radio Floyd 235? Mr. Sapson, what's up, brother? What's up? Bad English TV at Eric Drummond. Fine, man. Bad English. No improvements on the Note 9. Only processor change. And Mr. Sapson just sold my Axon 2. Buddy works, so he's enjoying it like I did. Yeah, and I sold my ZTE Axon 7 because if you watch the video where I talk about selling my ZTE Axon 7, buddy of mine at work introduced me to another buddy of his who was looking for a device. And it was a couple devices he was looking at, but that's the device that he went with. My Razer phone doing plenty for me when it comes to a lot of the areas that the ZTE Axon 7 was giving me. My Razer phone has given me plus. And the biggest thing is not letting these devices sit around and not get used. And so I'm utilizing what I have and trying to sell some devices I don't really want to sell, but I know I need to, and that's okay. I've had a lot of time with them. You know me, I'm about old school devices, so I'm going to keep a lot of my older ones, like the Nexus 6, my Huawei Nexus 6P that I just got back. I got the Nokia Lumia 1520. Probably going to keep my Liekola Pro 3 since that company isn't making any more smartphones as of now that we know of, and who knows, maybe never will be in that game again. Yes, selling my Sony Xperia XZ Premium. I'd like to hang on to that, but I'd love to use that money for another Sony device, possibly, something that's out right now. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I know what I want going into the fall. The Note 9 is a device that I want, the Razer Phone 2, ZTE Axon 7, and possibly the OnePlus 6T. So I mentioned that again for those of you that just are jumping in the stream. Of course, you could always watch this live stream later, too. Please send out links to anybody that you may know that may want to watch this stream. Let them know that I am live. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes and chit-chat with all of you. ZTE back in the game with the announcement of the Axon 9, Axon 9 Pro. Not a lot of info, man. They just mentioned aesthetically that we're going to have those front dual firing speakers. Should have Dolby Atmos, DTS X. Is that what that is? DTX? Yeah, I think that's what that is. So visually and with the Axon 7, it was about audio quality and the visual quality on that AMOLED display. It was a 5.5 inch display. Was, because I had it, right? It's gone. So was. So I'm hoping, I guess my wish list for the Axon 9, the flagship one, would be a bigger display. I hope they stay with a 16:9 aspect ratio, but I got this feeling they're going to end up going with the 18:9. I would love it to be a bigger and wider device. Most likely going to be sporting an AMOLED display, 2K display, front dual firing speakers, should have hopefully the 855, but most likely the 845, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 845. You're probably going to be looking at 64 gigs of internal storage, probably 6 gigs of RAM. I would love to see 8, but I'm going to go with 6 because the Axon 7, when it came out in Q2 of 2017, it had a very affordable price compared to a lot of other devices that were coming out at that point in time. And that's what set it apart for a lot of us techies. It was an amazing prime device to pick up and enjoy. And if you love media like I do, man, did you get your fill from that device. BMW Works designed and they crafted it, man, and it's just a gorgeous, beautiful metal device. So hopefully BMW is partnered with ZTE again in making both of these devices. We'll have the AMOLED display, the 2 speakers. We'll have more RAM, more storage. We'll have expandable storage. Obviously going to be USB Type-C. Probably have some of the latest and greatest cameras on the front and the back. So a lot to look forward to, and just hoping that the price point is going to be right and compared to a lot of what's going to be coming out. So really looking forward to that. And then, of course, just today, the Blade V9, a budget device that looks beautiful, that has budget specs, but under 200, between 150, 200, somewhere in there. It's going to be priced decently. If you can get that device for 150 in comparison to a lot of other budget devices, and right now, in my opinion, Moto is making some of the best budget, mid-range budget devices. And so I think that if the V9 can come out with a decent price, it could really battle in what's going on there. That's my notification sound. Okay, there it goes. Let me see. All right. So I'm getting feedback right now from this morning's early morning vlog talking about the ZTE Axon 9, Axon 9 Pro. So thank you for watching that video. If you've not watched it, you can check it out. I'm in my car. It's dark. You can barely see me. But it's not about watching me, man. It's about what I'm talking about. It's the news, right? We really love exclusive news. And for me, that's exclusive news. And whether I'm late to the game with some exclusive news, I'm still going to throw it out to all of you. So, yeah, I was just really stoked to be able to get that video out this morning before I started work. It's not the best. I did edit in some information and some pics. And, I had like 15, 20 minutes to get it all together and then throw it and then go to work, man. It's crazy. It's crazy what I can do and how much I've learned and how to utilize my smartphones when creating videos and editing them and adding in to give you as much information that I can so you can understand what I'm saying in case I miss something. In a short period of time, just doing it all on my phone, man. It's just crazy. And then throwing it up for all of you to check out and then get some feedback. So let's see. Where are we? Radio Floyd 235 says he paid 300 smacks for his Axon 7. Great price. Mint condition. For 300, I'm pretty sure it's in mint condition or you got it brand new. Either way. Eric Drummond, great. It was already a struggle with all the hot but 2 devices out. There now is ZTE coming in, and they're the best of the best. Agree with you. Hey, bro, how much you selling that XZ Premium for? I was looking at picking that up. It's available from Amazon for a really great price. Eric, hit me up over at Twitter at Anthony131368, and I'll chat with you, okay? For all of you, you can follow me over at Twitter at Anthony131368. So DM me, Eric, and we'll talk, okay? Mr. Sampson, hope it's still front-facing speakers, great display with decent cameras, with everything you're helping it gets. I don't understand that last part. But yes, they already said it was going to have the front dual firing speakers, and I'm sure it's going to have an AMOLED display on the ZTE Axon 9. Between the Axon 9 and the Axon 9 Pro, it didn't mention the difference in specs and what we're getting. I know one's going to supersede the other, but I don't know all that. As soon as I find out all the details, I'll let everybody know. But I think after all this time and skipping the ZTE Axon 8, and everything that ZTE's been through, I gotta think that we're going to see a killer price point attached to a device that's being really well thought out, okay? And if BMW creates this device, it's going to look beautiful, and we're talking a couple years later, it should have a really nice form factor to it, design. I think we're going to, and even if it's not a 16 by 9, it's 18 by 9, somewhere in there, I think we're going to be seeing something pretty spectacular. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that, because that's what the Axon 7 was. They got to top the Axon 7. You know that. And it'd be a shame if they didn't. And it would be a shame if they gave it too high of a price point. I think that's something that Essential learned with the Essential PH1. And especially a device that wasn't known by anyone. Just came out of nowhere, and you're paying a ton of money for a device that you're going, well, what is it? Or just because it had Andy Rubin's name attached to it, that I'm going to pay a lot of money for it? No, wrong way to market that device. Andy Rubin and Essential. And Razer did the same thing with the Razer phone. Marketed at the wrong price. They knew Razer, everybody knows Razer, let me say this right, as a gaming name company that has a lot of different gaming accessories, laptops, and this and this and that when it comes to gaming. They got a lot of great products, but when it came to the Razer phone, well, okay, release it. You got 120 hertz refresh rate. You got some killer specs. you know this, but the cameras weren't that great at first. They've gotten a lot better. I enjoy it for what it is as a solo device, because Razer, shout out to Razer, has been sending out update after update after update, as Essential has as well. You know, they've been doing great with that. So, but still, to price it at 700 smacks, way too much money. Way too much. So, ZTE, you want to get back in the game, hey, welcome back. We're ready to take you back and check out what you got to give us. But come back with a bang. Right price point. The ZTE X09, X09 Pro, make it worth our wait. Make it worth our wait. That's all I'm saying, man. Let us say, yeah, this is what we expected. This was worth the wait. Yeah, I'm speaking to ZTE right now. Hopefully they're with us live on this stream. Probably not, but just in case, maybe some of you out there know someone from ZTE, you can send it out to them. But that's all we're wanting. That's all we're wanting. Let's see. Matt, what's going on? I missed my Axon 7. It's good to have you, Matt. DJ Sabri had the Axon 7 for a hot minute, not looking to get a ZTE phone anytime soon. Well, you got your reasons. I respect that. I respect that. I loved my experience with it. I'm glad somebody else is now enjoying their experience with it. And I'm ready for the next experience on the Axon 9. I am ready. I am ready. And hoping that they keep themselves focused and not get themselves in trouble again. Again, whether we agree to disagree on their situation with the government, they paid out 1.4 billion smacks to get back into the game. Well, they're back. And we'll see how they do, and we'll see how their products reflect on what they went through to get back to where they're at right now. Darth Cheeks 84 need a new Z Max Pro 2. You know what? I agree with you. I agree with you. That would be nice to see. That was a great device. Sold that to a coworker as well. They had it for a while, loved it, and they dropped it quite a few times, and then it just broke. He now has coworker of mine now has a Moto device. But yeah, that would be awesome to see what that would look like. There's a lot of devices we fall in love with, and we're hoping always for a next gen, and with some of those devices we don't see that. For what reasons, we don't know. You'd think that a device that gets as popular as a ZTE Z Max Pro did, that they would have already had the follow-up to that. They've had other devices that are similar, but not like what that was. So, Han Solo, welcome, 1911. Just picked up the Essential phone for $329 on Amazon. Excited to try it. I'm sure you're going to love your experience. I know we have a different batch of Essential devices out there now. When I had mine, it had screen bleed. The screen wasn't as bright as I really wanted it, and the speaker's weak. But it's had a lot of updates since I had it in these hands. So I'm sure that we know that the cameras have gotten better. There's been a lot of videos on that conversation. It's now got Android Pie, okay? Android 9. Maybe those updates also helped the speaker quality as well, with the audio quality coming out of that speaker. And I don't know if there was any, that's as far as the brightness on the display, that's my own thing. Maybe some of you out there that have the Essential aren't too worried about that. But, what bothers me may not bother you, and vice versa. And that's to each our own, right? That's why we're different from each other in what we want and what we don't want. when it comes to these smartphones. And a lot of you came into the stream. Thank you so much for coming on in. It's just a quick stream. Just wanted to chit-chat a little bit about ZTE, getting back on track, back into the race. Whether we agree or not with what happened with them and what they went through, they've paid their dues and they're here. I want to trust this company. I want to be able to have their products available to me. And I just would like to see some honesty and integrity with ZTE so we can really enjoy their products and going forward, and like to see them up against a lot of other devices that are out there from different smartphone companies. We get so bored, or I shouldn't speak for all of you, but I get bored with the same old. I am excited for the Note 9, but it's another Note. And, it's already getting looks like the Note 8. It should be the Note 8 with a few more added perks. Nothing that's really going to make you go, wow. But the S Pen being Bluetooth and the areas and with the functionality that it may be able to do may be enough wow factor for me to want to pick up. So, yeah, at this point, I am thinking of picking it up. But it's another Samsung device. We expect that from them. And that's why when you have companies out there like Xiaomi making a push into the U.S., we want to see something different. ZTE getting back into the game. OnePlus starting to really become a household name. Staying true to who they are, and especially when it comes to price points with their devices. We always are going to have our own thoughts on whether price points or match specs match price point. Does the device itself, hardware, software, does it all, and give or take here and there, OnePlus has done a pretty decent job with that. So shout out to them for that. The Razer phone, I think if they stick around and get the price point right with their devices, especially with the second gen coming out later on this year, I think we can see something special going on with Razer in their gaming devices. And I'm looking forward to that. There's just a lot out there to enjoy, and I'm just glad ZTE gets to be a part of it again, and hoping that they are honest with themselves and honest with us as the consumer, because that's really what we want, and we want good products, right? That's what we want. Mr. Sam says, found my essential phone for $250, and after the updates, it got better, and now my wife uses it instead of her XA1 Ultra. Wow, cool. So who has the XA1 Ultra now, Mr. Sampson? TJ, not too long ago, my friend was telling me a ZTE Axon 7, selling me a ZTE Axon 7 for cheap price, but I was playing around with it, and it was too lagging, it would freeze up, and the phone would restart after a few seconds. But that could have been because your friend had a lot of stuff on that device that shouldn't be there. Not only can you blame the phone, it's also what you're doing with that phone. Okay? There's a lot of variables that go into why a phone may not perform the way it should, outside of it just being itself. Okay? So, maybe get that phone again, TJ. Do a fresh, clean the phone completely out, and reset it, factory reset it, and see if it does that. And if it doesn't, maybe something to consider really cheap. That's what I would do. If your friend's honest, have him reset that device, the factory reset, and start over and see if it does any of that lag or that stutter, okay? Matt says, DJ, that must have been the particular Axon 7. Mine ran flawlessly. Mine ran flawlessly too. TJ, sorry I got your name wrong. XA1 is sitting around. She doesn't want me to sell it. Well, it's always good to have a backup device. I have like 12 of them. Yeah. Am I addicted or what? Hey, everybody, that's it for the live stream. Just wanted to touch base. ZTE Axon 7 back on track. yeah, we got to see the devices come out. We got to see the products come out. We got to see them land in the stores, okay? And we're hoping that Best Buy will carry the ZTE products. I'm hoping that they won't struggle to get their devices in store, that we just don't have to get them online. Because Best Buy was selling ZTE products. So hopefully they, other folks out there like Best Buy will be forgiving and allow their products in their stores so we can walk in and try them out. But if it's only going to be over at the ZTE website or on Amazon or an international store, then so be it. I'll still go for it. I'm hoping that everything works out and that they can find their way back in and find a way to be trusted, not just with the consumer, but with the retailers out there as well. That's very, very important. So hoping all that works out. We'll see as time goes on. So yeah, we need to see the products, but it looks like they're back on track with these announcements, with the bit of news that we're seeing. Again, the ZTE Blade V9, August 15th, budget device under 200 smacks, looks pretty good. You guys can go on the web and check out that information, and you can also look up the information on the Axon 9, Axon 9 Pro. Check out my video. I got a link to an article on that as well, and I got enough information that's out right now, what is being shared with us at this point in time. So with that being said, you let me know your thoughts down below. If you have the time, thanks for coming into the stream. And share the video. Share the video. I would appreciate that. Check out my other videos. Support that. And as always, thanks for being a part of my Project 13. Have a great and blessed day. Till my next live stream. Till my next video. Peace. God bless. I am out. Hey, and if I did not get to your question, my apologies. Leave it down below so I can get to it, and I'll get back to you in a timely fashion. And Eric, DM me over at Anthony131368. That's all of you can follow me over there at Twitter, Google Plus, or right here on YouTube. That's really all as far as how active I am on social media. I don't get into a lot of social media. It's probably why I don't get as many views as a lot of other folks, because they really go out all over social media. I don't. I'm okay with that. So anyway, once again, I'm out.